My own father was in prison for most of my life, from when I was about 5 till high school years. A lot of my situation that came down with my dad and what had gone on there, and many circumstances in my life that I can say were not too wonderful of a childhood, is part of the reason as well why I was such an atheist.
I mean, I was just like born into a world where anything that you try to interpret beyond what you can see and touch is a fantasy.
I was ambivalent about any higher power, if you will, and really turned to myself. So I guess you could say I was my own God. I was on the throne. It was me who I turned to, and it seemed like I was the only one that I could depend on.
How could there be a God when all of these horrible things have happened to me, and these things continue to happen to everyone else? The Christian cancer patient still dies. The Muslim wife gets in a car accident. The Jew gets hit by a car walking across the street, right? These horrible things happen to people. Why would God allow these things to happen? But you just realize that's not the reason for me not to believe in God. That is the reason for me to believe in God. The fact that these horrible things happen to me and that I screwed up a lot of things in my life, that is all the reason for me to say, okay, now I understand the truth. And instead of saying, no, I want an easy, normal life, I say, I want a difficult life full of suffering that you are using as a test for my character and my will, God, that I can be someone to do this for you, because you are what truly matters.
So I started opening myself up to interpreting the world as maybe God is acting in my life. And as soon as I started doing that, like dominoes, so many things started falling into place in terms of doors opening, like towards my calling. And it's wild because I never, ever, ever in a million years would have expected that I am in relationship and I can lean into and communicate with and grow through and be challenged by God.
Yes, the world is broken. Yes, I've heard this concept of depravity. Yes, there's sin all over the place. But what would the world be like without Jesus? And so basically wept that whole night in the hotel room, kind of on my back and on my stomach on the floor, and saying, Lord, I can't believe what a rebel I've been. I've had this all wrong. And yeah, came to Christ that night.